Hey everyone, Corey from aquariumcoop.com. Today we're doing my top 5 for a 5-gallon aquarium. You guys asked for it, it's coming. Let's see what it is. At number 5, we have the pea puffer. Very carnivorous. They will definitely take out snails, they'll eat worms, they'll attack shrimp. They're super cool. They get to about an inch, maybe an inch and a half. It depends on how much we're feeding them. I've got a bunch packed into a group here, so they're not tearing each other apart, but otherwise we recommend one for a 5-gallon aquarium. Just a single specimen. If you're going to have a much larger aquarium, you can do more, but we recommend one little pet to be on your desk or something like that. Live blackworms is a great food, and just don't put them with other stuff in an enclosed space. They tend to get nippy. Number 4, we have the Rosy loach. That's these little guys that look just brown and plain. That's what they look like here in the store, but the males color up really nice and they only get about 2 inches, and they're a great scavenger in your 5-gallon aquarium. You can even breed them in the 5-gallon aquarium. So the females get spots, the males turn this orangish reddish color, and they're just cool little scavengers to have, and that's one of the hardest things to find. Like, we've got them with Brigitteras, boras, and other stuff in here. But, what's something cool I could have down low that'd be interesting to watch and look at and potentially breed? So, I love the Rosy loach. Number 4. Number 3. Number 3 is the neon green tetra. A lot of people say, hey, they look just like neon tetras. They kind of do, but they've got definitely more of a green color, and you can see that color goes head to tail. The good thing is they only get about an inch and a half. So in that 5-gallon, you keep a group of 5 or 6 of these guys. You get a lot of color from all the way across the room. You plant it up a little bit. You feed them some good high-quality foods, and you should be able to sustain them no problem. Maybe you mix them with some of those Rosy loaches, and you got yourself a little team. Throw in like a ram's horn snail, and you got yourself a little ecosystem on a desk or in your house somewhere, and it will be enjoyable. Number 2, we've got the white cloud. Specifically, this is the golden white cloud. Now, they might not look too cool here, but they got blue eyes, red fins, and a gold body. And on top of that, when they start breeding, the males display to each other, and it's that behavior that's super cool. And obviously, I wasn't cool enough to get them doing that on the screen for you right now. You just kind of have to take my word for it. They are super cheap. These guys are about $3. And they don't have to be heated, which is nice. They can handle almost any pH, almost any hardness. They'll eat almost anything, and they're really a hardy fish. And they're extinct in the wild. So with you keeping and breeding these, you're helping them keep them going in the hobby, which is just an extra perk. Let's see, do I have the normal? The normal ones right down here, if I scoot down, these are what the normal ones look like. They're kind of a bronzy color. The males are more slender and usually have more color. The females are bigger because they're carrying eggs, and usually a little bit more yellow on the anal fin for the male as well. So super cool. One of my absolute favorite, whether it's a 5-gallon or not. I'll put those in big tanks. You can see here we've got some long fin version also right there. All those extra big long fins. And but yeah, one of my absolute favorites. Underrated. You should get some, whether it's for a 5-gallon or a bigger tank. All right, the number 1 pick for today's top 5 for a 5-gallon aquarium is the Scarlet badis. You can see one right there. They're kind of like having a tiny cichlid. They only get about an inch and a quarter. They're real territorial. You can see that's a pygmy spotted rasbor. It looks like a giant next to it. You've got some in the back, and they're posturing against each other. You can see there's another one right against the back wall because they don't really like each other. So I recommend just the one in a 5-gallon. You could mix that with most of the other fish I mentioned today, except for the pea puffer. So they're great. It's kind of your showpiece fish. If you're gonna I want one fish that looks cool and has a personality along with my other tiny fish in my 5-gallon tank, I would do that. Yeah, we've got them with shrimp and stuff like that. Yeah, they might snack on it. You can see there we have a betta in this tank. This is a 10-gallon tank. But the Scarlet badis, the downfall to them is, when you get them, normally they only want to eat live food. So you need live blackworms or live brine shrimp, something like that. You can eventually get them onto dry foods, but go into it knowing you're going to have to feed frozen for maybe 6 months or longer before you get them to convert to something you want to feed them. But man, do they look cool, and they're just a little cool guy. We got a big shrimp right there, the filter feeding shrimp, and so you can see how you can start making these little wonderlands, start using these unique creatures. So Scarlet badis, definitely on the list. Alright guys, that was the top 5 for your 5-gallon aquarium. Let me know what other stuff you want to see in terms of like, oh, top 22 for my 22-gallon aquarium. And then in the comments below, let other people know what you like to keep in your 5-gallon so they can get ideas. Because that's where we end up on this video. We go, what can I keep in my... And then you can read the laundry list of what other people are doing, what's worked out, what didn't work out. You know, this is just my experience with the way I keep fish, which is completely different than the way you keep fish or someone else keeps fish. So just because it works for me doesn't mean it'll work for you. And we can all learn from each other. So in the comments, put what you like in your 5-gallon and we'll crowdsource this thing. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.